Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Orlando. I'm Emmy Collins, and I'm up here for the very first time as an attendant. Happy to be part of the worship team now, along with some other new people. With me in today's service are worship leader and director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, Judith Stein-Farrall, music director, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, a flute trio from Central Florida Sunshine Flutes, with drummer Jacob Hike, board member Ronnie Monteith, and chalice lighter, remind me your names. Rosie and Franklin. I wrote it down on a little piece of paper over there and left it sitting there. Like I say, first time, right? We greet you this morning, old friends and new, as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome your race, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, or religious background. Welcome. We have a few special announcements for you today. Join us next Sunday when Linnea Nelson guides us through questions of purpose as we explore the spiritual significance of our birth and how we live our lives. For more information about our congregation and announcements, go to orlandouu.org or email info@orlandouu.org. All other announcements are posted on slides before and after the service and can be found with links in the weekly update or on our website. If you would like to follow along with today's service, please use the QR code shown on the monitor to view the order of service. Thanks again for being here in person and online today. And it's time to light the chalice, so please welcome our chalice lighters, 2 of them today, brother and sister. This is Franklin and Rosie. Franklin is 7, and he likes playing tag outside. And Rosie is 11, and she likes drawing. Please say these words with me as we light the chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Thank you. Now please rise in body and or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never a harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, are we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Grace I need from y'all this morning, because I am not only your service leader, but I'm running the slides. So when you see them go back and forth, I'm trying to figure them out. This is what happens, by the way, when we have a volunteer tech group that does an awesome job and knows when to ask for help when they're shorthanded. So, this is a skill that we build as Unitarian Universalists. While I was at the Mountain Retreat Center earlier this month, the conversation and learning was centered around a quote from religious educator and former co-lead of the UUA Southern Region, Connie Goodbread, and she extrapolated these words from the work of Maria Harris. And by the way, you're going to hear them in the same language but different language later. Faith development is all we do. Unitarian Universalism is all we teach. The congregation is the curriculum. Take a deep breath. While I get that we are UUs and we resist statements that make it sound like we have doctrine, I call us this morning to consider the possibility that faith is not a dirty word, but a concept to explore. That the idea of development or formation is not indoctrination, but opportunity to build knowledge in the furtherance of our journeys towards individual and collective understandings of truth and meaning. Religious enrichment is for all, not simply our elite children. All right. By the way, if there are new people in the room, my name's Judith Stein-Farrall. I'm the director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment. If you are joining us online for the first time, please say so in the comments. And if you are joining us for the first time or even the third time in worship today, please stand if you are willing, or raise your hand, so we may offer a warm welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's take a moment to greet one another. we have possibility within us. So we're going to stand up. We're all going to stand up. The kids are going to stand up. You can do this from your seats. And we're going to, from standing, we're now going to become little, young, small acorn. What's an acorn, real quick? What's an acorn? It's a nut that squirrels eat. That's true, too. Did someone else have an idea of what an acorn is?
Also turns into a big tree.
Tree. Did you also have something? Nut. It's a nut. It's a seed, right? It starts, so, all right. You can eat the seeds. In this case, we're excited about the seed possibility, that this little round piece of seed becomes those big trees out there, and that we all have this possibility within us. So, we're going to do this at least twice, all right? What I want everyone up here to do is now curl themselves up like they're a small acorn in the ground. Sitting down, kind of squish yourself in a little bit. Ready? So you're an acorn. It's kind of like duck, duck, goose. You're an acorn, you're an acorn, you're an acorn. And then you start spreading out into a tree. Oh. Now you are a tree. You are what you were possibly as an acorn. This is about being what you can be. That you all have the possibility. One more time, let's now squash down into being a little compact germ, a little compact thing that has all this potential in it. Sort of like the Big Bang. All this potential. And then up we go. I'm sorry, from acorn into treeness. So okay, everyone put your arms down and relax. So I just had a lesson that acorns then become trees, and then the trees do what?
And then the trees have the acorn, and then the acorn have it, and then it's like a life cycle.
So we have all the possibilities are within that little acorn. All right. That is my message for Time for All Ages today. We are going to send the kids out under a loving arch to meet up with their teachers for an exercise in the classroom. See if someone can help you.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Very excited bunch. Hello, my name is Ronnie Monteith, and I am also part of the two people on the Friends of the New Image Youth Center, and we're running our annual underwear campaign, hence my beautiful hat. I am pretending to be Jeannie because she usually has this job, and hopefully you guys will tell her that I did an adequate job. Thank you. All right, each week we make space to collect an offering. This is the time we pass the basket to collect a financial donation from you. We do this not simply to invite you to practice generosity and be in the habit of giving, but also to intentionally and plainly remind you that your giving is necessary for you to exist and thrive, and for us to continue sharing the good news of Unitarian Universalism with the world. And in the words of Paul Delzell, the offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and to these people, It is such a ritual as singing together, lighting our chalice, or reciting our unison affirmation. It is a reminder of that form of love we call generosity. It is how we show that we believe it is important to worship together and to help your community and to say yes to the values of our faith. There are easy ways to give. Today's full collection will go to the ministries of this congregation. The Share the Plate recipient this month is the New Image Youth Center. Should you choose to make a donation directly to our partner, please let us know for recording purposes. You can also give online or use your phone to scan the QR code found in the pew back pocket to donate through Zephy. Please note you can change the service fee at checkout to $0. The offering will now be collected. Let us joyfully receive what is offered here today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship.
This is the time we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayers and meditation. Y'all think I can read that, but I can't. If you have a sorrow that you need witnessed or help with, or have a joy that you wish to share, please contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows to be read each Sunday during worship. You can send an email to joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org during the week. If you are attending in person, you can also fill out a card at the registration table and hand it to an usher before the start of the service. And we also participate in a candle lighting ritual. Bring your joys and your sorrows as we come together. Come as you are. Your whole self is welcome in this sacred space that we are creating together. Today, we have two joys. So, I'm trying to decide which order to read this in. A joy from Julie Sullivan. It is a tremendous joy to share that after 5 years of my oncologist has declared that I am no longer in remission, but cured. Yay! The flowers this morning are a beautiful arrangement offered by Julie Sullivan in celebration of 5 years, cancer-free, and a birthday this week. We also have a joy from Cammie Horn. I'm excited to announce I have accepted a new music therapy position starting August 10th at HCA Florida North, Florida, in Gainesville. I'll be working in inpatient behavioral health. Go, Cammie. We share deep sorrow this morning at the death of Charles Davis on June 26. Charles was a well-loved member of the 1U community. He was an active member of RUM and the League of Women Voters. His memory is a blessing. From the larger community, we hold our communities and our country with care and the world with our compassion as we act for justice in all of the small and large ways that will move the arc of universe towards justice. And please let us remember, the arc is long. For all the joys and sorrows in the community shared today, and for those held close to our hearts, let's pray, let's celebrate, and send each other healing energy. I invite you to be still, to be intentionally here, to be present to those also present, and for those who are away, to be present. For a moment, simply be. All right. Please join me today in a call and response reading with our 3 candle lighting ceremony as we light one for joy. Oops. There we go. One for sorrow and one for the mystery of the and unknown that lies before us. May these flames hold all that we bring into the circle of care. This first candle is for the joys in our hearts, for the beauty and the wonder of this existence of which we are all a part. We can say it's lit. Ta-da! The second candle is for this. Oops. Sorry. The second candle is for the sad and difficult happenings in our lives, for struggle, for grief, for loss. This third candle reminds us that the only thing we know for sure is that we are here right now. With this light, in this place, with the folks who join us in here, we hold on to this to help sustain us. Together, these 3 flames, joy, sorrow, and mystery, burn as one. Let them remind us that whatever we bring into this circle of care, we are held in a greater light, and we do not journey alone.
There is more love somewhere.
So before I get started, I forgot to ask for a volunteer to help me with the mic, so I'm looking at Jared, who may be playing. Some of us are old enough to remember Sally Jesse Raphael or Phil Donahue, or so you have no clue who we're talking about. It basically means that you're going to run back and forth with the mic, okay?
Oprah.
Not necessarily. Okay. So, when you have had occasion to walk into a hospital, ideally, what are you looking for? What do you expect to find? What is its purpose? Can we turn that mic on? And Jared will walk through if anybody wants to try and tell us some of those ideas.
Healing resources,
Healing resources, yeah.
caring people,
Caring people.
Some sort of assistance in finding your way around.
Answers.
Answers, yeah. Anybody else? Okay. It's all right, I've got another question coming. Aside from if you've ever been at the celebration branch of Advent, which is a very unique experience, are hospitals supposed to serve you a 3-course gourmet dinner? Is that its purpose? No. So, when you walk into a house of worship, even if you call it a Unitarian Universalist church, or a congregation, or a fellowship, or a meeting house, what do you expect to find? What is that purpose? Over here.
Community.
Community. Yeah.
Y'all just want to see me run around, didn't you?
We're going to have to show you some
Spiritual
footage.
connection.
Say it again? Spiritual connection, okay.
Spiritual connection.
belonging,
Belonging. Anybody else? All right. So in a hospital, we're looking for medical care. Okay, go ahead.
Love.
Love.
music,
Music. All right. So in a hospital, when you walk in, you're looking for medical care, you're looking for direction, you're looking for help finding answers, maybe somebody to fix something. When you walk into a church, you're looking for music and community and love, connection. All of those things are true. And here, if we are doing our jobs right, we are here to provide the resources of your Unitarian Universalist faith as guidelines to help you along your life's journey to recognize truths and manifest for yourselves meaning. To manifest meaning for yourselves. Whether you recognize it or not, everything we do here is faith development. And you've got a religious educator up here, so it is explicitly what I do with y'all. That is a picture of Little Scaly Mountain up at in Highlands, North Carolina, where I spent a week just a couple weeks ago. That's a peek through the woods to something called Meditation Rock, which if you walk through that, down that path, you come to the edge of a rock and look straight out over the mountains. And that's what you see. In service to this call, I spent a week there earlier this month up at the Mountain Retreat and Learning Center in the hills of Highlands, North Carolina. Oops, I switched pictures, okay. I've been doing this, no, that's where I meant to be. Okay, good. I saw the word chairs, it said stairs. I spent time with 21 of my religious educational professional cohort, mostly from around the Southeast region, to refresh, renew, review, and germinate new ideas towards the purpose of religious enrichment and religious education. And though it might be hard to see, we had people from all over. We had people from North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, and one of our leaders serves the Northeast congregation for the UUA, this Northeast region for the UUA, but she came in all the way from Utah. So, yeah. I've been doing this work for 14 years, so I know some of them very well, and a couple of them are brand new to the work. Maybe half of them are credentialed educators like me. A couple of them are working towards credentialing, and at least 2 of these educators are also UU ministers or working their way through seminary. So as you might guess, Judith has an activity. You have a religious educator. So if you have a surgeon in the room, they're going to want to cut something open, right? If you have an educator in the room, I'm going to do something with you. We're going to do a little edumacation, as my daughter would call it. You have been given, hopefully, a piece of paper when you entered, and maybe a pen or a pencil, or you have one already. You can use it or not as you are comfortable. Write, doodle, you can put that down, yeah, I think we're done. Write, doodle, and or daydream about the following prompt. Consider a time in your life when your presence really mattered. What were the circumstances? How did you know? How did you respond? Just sit there for a moment. Think about it, write about it, whatever. We have 3 of these prompts, just so you know. So you don't want to write a book. And you're not going to have to speak into a mic next. Consider a time in your life when your presence really mattered. What were the circumstances? How did you know? How did you respond? I'm going to give you the next question. Don't have to be completely done. Just think about it. When have others made it clear that they were counting on you? And how did that sense of being needed shape your choices or identity? When have others made it clear that they were counting on you? And how did that sense of being needed shape your choices or your identity? All right, prompt number 3. Who has helped you feel both valued and valuable? And what did they do that you might now offer to someone else? Who has helped you feel both valued and valuable? And what did they do that you might now offer to someone else? Funny, I think that relates to last week's service too. We could go into this and share some of what you thought about and answered on those pieces of paper, or just quietly in your heads. However, this is a streaming service, live, and the entire world does not need to know your personal lives without your consent. So, you can keep it to yourself for the moment until you're among some of you who you trust and care to share with later. I do, however, have a couple, I do have a couple of questions which some of you may want to answer out loud, so I think I will put Jared back to work. Can you all see the values flower? So these are some of how we express our Unitarian Universalist values, centering with love. We have pluralism, generosity, interdependence, equity, justice, and transformation. My question to you is that exercise we just did, and you can reference this if you want to, is how was this faith development? What values does this exercise reflect? And then I'll ask the next one separately. If anyone wants to answer any of that live and in person, Jared will come by with the mic. How is that faith development? Thank you, Melissa.
For me, and the answer I came to brought me personally to interdependence and generosity, especially.
Anybody else?
The one that I did answer was about justice.
There we go.
Pluralism.
Pluralism. You want to explain that? Elaborate on that a little bit?
Because I was able to help a group of people from various sections within my work environment that brought together a project.
Okay, all right. All right. Took different concepts and were able to meld them together, perhaps? Okay. All right. Anyone else? All right. Will that exercise affect your experience going into coffee hour later? Will it affect what happens while you're making dinner with your friends or family later? Or how you do your job next week? I would say there is generosity. The value of generosity is listed in those questions, and considering how you are generous or people have been generous to you. I would say pluralism is part of that. Transformation and the acorn that we were and the tree that we become in working through those questions is part of what the religious education experience, enrichment experience that you were all just part of. Everything we teach is Unitarian Universalism. Now, that activity was extrapolated from a curriculum we worked with last week called Deeper Joy, which grew out of a curriculum from the 90s and 2000s that anybody that's worked with youth will recognize as Deep Fun. And it was meant to be a lesson that travels with you outside this room in some fashion, just like all worship services are meant to do. And that leads me into my last point about faith development, or as we call it here, religious enrichment. Ooh. Do we know what those are? S'mores. So at the mountain, every visit to the mountain, we in the middle of the week, we have a big bonfire and we make s'mores. And this year, one of our members suggested that instead of graham crackers with chocolate and marshmallow and graham cracker, that we use chocolate-covered graham cracker cookies. They were delicious. Like the bonfire and the s'mores, religious education is for all. Not just our children, not just in rooms we deem educational spaces. Connie Goodbread, whose quote I started with at the beginning in the call to worship, added in a piece on the Leader Lab pages, in case you're looking for them, also reminds us that we have in our church spaces explicit, implicit, and null expression, which I call curriculum or education. The explicit expression, the explicit curriculum, is the clearly stated or visual representations of beliefs that we teach explicitly with our curricula. The congregational, we teach explicitly with the curricula that we choose, the congregational visions and missions that we state, the covenants and the values we teach and openly uphold. That's the explicit, right? The implicit curriculum is the norms and practices of the congregation that are not articulated fully or openly. And this is these are going to be Connie's words, so I'm not picking and choosing here, I'm using her. They can be silent, but they are strong and deeply embedded. Examples include children and youth involvement in the worship or social time, how leaders are developed, lay pastoral care practices, levels of giving, expectations of our membership, how the minister is expected or allowed to relate to the children and youth. The expression is also found in what is allowed, such as what is allowed, right? The implicit curriculum is also the expression of what is allowed, such as disrespectful, inappropriate, or toxic behavior, sabotage, gossip, not allowing leaders to lead, etc. The null curriculum is the paradox that exists because it is that which is omitted, what is absent, but communicates much about the congregation. For example, some words are just not used. Can you think of a word that we don't use in this sanctuary that says something about who we are? At least one that states something? Just think. A congregation with no classes on Christianity, no wheelchair access or sound system, both of those we have, no room for people to park, mostly we have that. No seats left in worship, we have that right now, room that is. No children's programs, we have those. But those are null curriculum. If you don't have those, it says something about you. This 2026-2027 year is explicitly a UU identity year for the Lifespan Religious Enrichment program here at 1U, and that means all of you, the whole church. I want to connect more with our faith this year and be able to articulate to others outside of our walls why it is valuable to us. Doesn't mean you have to, it means you're able to, right? This is what we discussed at the mountain, how to connect the dots. To this, I'll be reaching out to committees to take on some all ages activities, field trips, and creating opportunities for children and youth on their teams that do the business of the church. So social justice, operations, board of trustees, communications, connections. Let's all have those conversations this year. That's my goal. You're part of this. And there is a place for considering religious enrichment in everything you do, as well as in the explicit classroom opportunities you're given. All right. Please rise in body and spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, 318, We Would Be One.
than we have known today. We would be one in searching for that meaning which binds our hearts and points us on our way. As one we pledge ourselves to greater service, with love and justice strive to make us free.
Oops. There we go. Hit the buttons too fast. Literally, as I was carrying out my bags from the doors at the lodge at the mountain to pack up my car, this greeted me. Yeah, literally, it was wonderful. It's a Luna moth. I did a little searching, by the way, not in the big G search. It took me to things I wasn't looking for. I ended up using a different search engine and learned that the Luna moth lives 7 to 10 days. They have no digestive system. They live only to mate and leave around 200 to 800 eggs to reproduce themselves with. They represent transformation to many and purpose to some. For me, it was a timely symbol that I had something to do. All we do is faith formation. All we teach is Unitarian Universalism. And you, my friends, are the curriculum. Folks, worship has ended, and now the service truly begins. My call to action is be part and be aware of how what you do in this world and here matters. Emmy.
Please say these words with me as we extinguish this flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry into the world.
Thank you guys so much.